Thank you for stopping by the Random Green Podcast. Yes, I wanted to give you some heads up on this podcast. Well, I've been listening to more podcasts. That's the going to be the title for the YouTube title. Anyway, I listened to a little bit of Mr. Rob Reiner's podcast on who we thought eliminated JFK, or uh, you know, everybody knows about the JFK assassination. Well, everybody should, especially in America, even up to even 60 years ago. Anyway, happened on November 22nd, 1963, and he was explaining how he was in his physics class, and he remembers it. Well, who doesn't remember stuff like that? You know, it sticks with you. It sticks in your memory banks. And he was saying who he thought, and one thing about these podcasts, and they're very interesting. And I listened to it for about an hour. It was about an hour, almost an hour and 20 minutes, I think it was. And don't worry, this is not going to be as long as that. I promise you. I hope I can deliver that promise. He was making compelling arguments about what led up to, you know, it was really a strange time. I don't want to repeat what obviously he said. You'll have to watch it, check it out for yourself. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I don't agree with everything Rob Reiner says. Of course, they had to bring up political stuff now, and political opponents also, but I'm not going to get into that. But he talked about how things that were connected to what JFK was doing, and he didn't. One of the excerpts I'll say is the fact that he talked about the Cold War, and he didn't like. A lot of people didn't like the reaction Kennedy was doing or talking about. It was going over. It was going past Kennedy's desk, figuratively speaking. It was going past Kennedy's uh, approval, and so that they didn't like this. They didn't like that. So in some ways, they that could have led up to. Now that was just a little bit of it. What he gave about that was nothing compared to what he delved into. What he and in other podcasts I was listening to. Uh, well, I can't even. It was the show Brightside, the YouTube show Brightside. They podcasts are very intriguing because it's like the craze with social media at first, and I don't really remember it as much because I didn't really get onto social media until probably after 20. I mean, I didn't even get my YouTube channel till probably like 2016. I mean, 2017, and then I got on YouTube 2016 and around 2016/17, and I didn't really. I just watched videos. I didn't really start making videos till 2018. So social media, I never really got on. And then back in the day when I was on Twitter, that was like April, I think, of 2018 or May of 2018. And I wasn't on there that long. Facebook was like 2017, but it's like podcasts are kind of taking over as the craze or the new form of entertainment. It's nothing really exciting podcasts, but I mean a lot of podcasts they're pretty cool. I mean and you can listen to different lengths if you don't want to listen to ones that are very long, because let's face it, it can be a little boring and tedious to listen to podcasts, and there should be a length, but there are some podcasts they get uploaded on YouTube that are 2, 3, 4 hours. Uh, so when I make podcasts, it's never going to be that long. So that's all I really wanted to share with you guys. That I've just been listening to more podcasts. Podcast. I know you probably up. You're probably dancing now with the excitement of what I shared about how I'm listening to more podcast. Can you believe it? Yeah, you probably can. All right. Thanks a lot for listening.